What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Z-Man Show. Mike here, and I'd love to tell you that Fear the Walking Dead has mastered their ways. They've created a gripping, hell of a great story for us, and we're in for it for the season. Yeah, I can't do that. I can't honestly tell you that because it is untrue. I watched episode 3 called Odessa just recently. I didn't even watch it on Sunday night. I was just tired. I was just like, I can watch it whenever. I'm doing this just on the side just to give you all a little update on where we are. So, Odessa is the name of a girl who is part of Padre. Her name is Dove. I guess that's what her code name is. So we get to find out that all the code names are bird names because this guy who was running, he was a military guy, and he was running the whole Padre, I guess, shipment container thing or whatever, and he had a daughter and a son. So the daughter was Shrike, okay, and then the son was this other dude or whatever. So a total just stripped down, just weakling is when I see him. I mean, I'm like, did you protect this kid from everything? I mean, you're a military father. I mean, didn't you instill anything into your son, like bravery or courage, any of the sorts? So I have a few problems with this episode, and actually, there's a lot of problems with this episode. I mean, one is the acting, and the acting had some serious issues throughout, and you could really tell it. Like, it got to the point, honestly, where it was pretty much very much cringeworthy. I was just kind of like, oh, really? I mean, I got a little bit of that from Shrike. I got a little bit from the brother, a little bit from between their interactions, some with the dad. I mean, listen, I know these actors are trying their best, whatever, and also with the given material, which completely blows, mind you. But I don't know. I mean, when I see AMC and I see Fear the Walking Dead, or I see any kind of Walking Dead title, I expect top-notch acting. I mean, I don't think there was ever an episode in The Walking Dead main series where I was like just cringing with the acting. I mean, the acting was always at least on par, if not phenomenal, from certain actors at all times. But this one, it just made me really just cringe along the way. And furthermore, just the big story, the big arc, like this was the big reveal. We're supposed to find out what's going on with Padre. And so we had these interactions between this mercenary little group of the parents, right? The parents that want to find their kids. And they capture, or at least catch off guard, some of the Padre people a couple different times during the episode. And I mean, again, it got to that cringe point for me because I was just like, not only did they catch him off guard once, but later on, the Padre people come back to the same damn rally point that they did before, and of course Daniel and all the people caught him off guard. So there's some more there. So we find out Danielle is basically the commander leader for the parent group, okay, that wants to get their kids back. And it's an interesting story about trying to get your kids back, but the way they're playing it out, the way they try to do the big reveal of who is Padre and what is this, whatever. Like, so what is Padre? Padre was a program, it looked like, of some sorts where they had containers of food and supplies and everything else, and they can basically maneuver those into like city groups or whatever, so they could kind of rebuild and restart. And then hopefully in time, they could become trading partners, this and that. I mean, they had ultimate supplies pretty much. I mean, this is the place to hang out, is this shipping and storage container unit area. But all went to hell when I guess the dad and some of the men, soldiers, went to, they don't even say what they were doing, but they went on some kind of mission, and of course Shrike and her dumbass brother decide to follow along, and they get into trouble and so forth, and the dad's like, hey, the dead are everywhere. I mean, there was one moment where the son was about to get it, I'm like, please do us a favor and end this fool. I mean, the way he locked his sister away, their little bantering, arguing, I mean, they're trying to make him look like they're 12 and 13, 14 years old, not getting along. Like, they're teenagers. These were older teenagers, at least from what I could see from their age, right? The way they were portrayed. And anyways, so the son gets in trouble, and then the dad ends up saving him, and then the dad gets eaten, ultimately. I'm just like, wow, that was worth it. And so I guess their big plan, the brother and sister, was that we will continue dad's work or so forth, but we don't want to hurt any kids in the future, so we're going to steal them from their parents so they don't have to know what loss is. That's the big reveal? This is the big premise that you're going to do? That they're worried about kids' feelings and not getting hurt? They're in the freaking apocalypse, yo. Oh, it's just so bad. It's so bad. I can't. Every part of me wants to stop watching this show. Just give up. I don't know what it is with me in zombies. Like, I have to watch this show or something. I feel like I need to, but I shouldn't. and you probably shouldn't either. I'm telling you this now. This storyline is awful. I mean, the characters they keep tossing back in front of us, and we're supposed to care about them. You know, I haven't seen Danielle or Daniel, whatever, in forever. And now he's drinking this cognitive juice. That was their way of recorrecting their issues from previous seasons. I guess whether that be late season 6 into 7, where basically he was losing his mind, going cuckoo or whatever. But now he's got this juice that's helping his cognitive memory and all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, in the apocalypse, we have access to all this shit, right? Oh, guys. Oh, my guys. I am almost speechless. That's how frustrated I am with this show. They've never learned their lesson. And it's just subpar writing along the way. And you know what? It makes complete sense why they're ending it with season 8. They need to. They literally have nothing left. Nothing left to surprise us or really get after it. I am really worried for Dead City and the Rick and Michonne show that's coming up. I really wonder if they're going to be able to pull it off. It's only because of those great actors, Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Cohan. Was it Laura? Well, whatever. You know, Maggie. It's only because of those actors and Andy Lincoln and whatever that those shows are going to survive. Otherwise, I have no idea how they would even do it. So, you know, this episode, they were jumping around trying to make us care about this Dove girl and her parents, whatever. And again, I know it's a story, and I'm trying to follow it, and I was following it, and I was just like trying to give it my all. Just go with it, Mike. Maybe it'll have a good turnout. It's not. The reveal and the reveal, mind you, it's not even the father that's behind the window. It's the brother, the goofy ass weakling brother that we could give probably 2 shits about. You know, he's just been back there, I guess, pretending to be his dad. I'm like, all this time, all these years, and nobody's questioned this. Nobody didn't see him and they're like, he just likes to keep to himself or whatever. Oh my lord, it's bad. It is bad writing. Now tell me in the comments if you agree. If you're keeping up with me and you're watching the show, I have to know where you're at, because you know, at the end of the end of episode 2, I was like, okay, you know, they're using the walker, you know, the little headlamp to bite people and so forth. I was like, oh, this is kind of gritty and, you know, this is visceral and whatever. This is good. This is good stuff. And here we find that the kid that was bitten, which is oh god, Sherry and Dwight's son, apparently he's doing fine now. He's responding to the treatments. Really? I can't do it. All right, I'm done ranting. I know I'm all over the place in these, but this is how this show makes me feel. It makes me feel discombobulated. Like I don't even understand what the hell is going on. Like I get what they're doing, but then I'm like, why are you doing this? Why are you going this route? Why did you take this approach? I mean, at this point, I love there was a comment in there, and I can't remember if it was Danielle talking to Madison or maybe it was actually June talking to Madison about like, I couldn't believe you're alive, and someone said like, yeah, it seems that we have 9 lives. I think it was Daniel that said that. Somebody, apparently we have 9 lives. Yeah, no, apparently you have like 1,000 lives. You know, it's called plot armor, and this show will not kill any of you off, and this is why your show has suffered so much. At least with Walking Dead, there were some high stakes along the line. I mean, there was characters that we really cared about, and they died along the way, right? Crazy situations, sometimes stupid situations, but all the same situations. These ones, they get away with pretty much murder, and the only time anyone really disappears is pretty much when they're done with the show and they're like, I'm gonna go take a break and go do this other show for a little bit, and then I'll meet you guys back here later. And then suddenly they just appear again. Tell me I'm wrong, please. I mean, am I wrong here? Now's the time. Call me on the comments, whatever, but this is where we're at. So I'm not gonna drag this on any further. You know where I'm at on this one. This episode, I'm giving like, oh dear Lord. I mean, if I want to give it around a 5. I want to give it, actually, I want to give it a 4, but I'm going to give it a 5. It's watchable, barely. I mean, it's enough to keep us half-ass entertained, maybe. If you just mindlessly want to go through this process and not really think about anything and just be like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. That's pretty much it. That's what you're going to get out of this show. I can already tell that they're not going to be able to recoup from this. There's going to be a few aha moments, kind of like, oh, that was kind of cool, and that'll be it. And the rest of it's just going to be like, ugh, just cringe writing and cringe performances for the most part. So with that said, I am Mike with the Z-Man Show. Make sure to check out my channel for other content. We recently did a short called Forbidden Love, and it's a zombie short, kind of with a music video kind of mixed in. from Lady Gaga's "I'll Always Remember You This Way." A buddy of mine, Dustin, helped me figure. We did it together for kind of a work thing, and it turned out really good. So I hope you guys get a chance to check that out. And I will have other content coming up soon. I know it's taken me forever to get my butt motivated to get some more Dead Nightmare completed, but trust me, things are in the works. I just have to kind of get things scheduled, and once I get the people out, we're going to get to it. So anyways, thanks for coming out to the channel, and I will talk to you guys at the next review. See you guys.